learners, we want to welcome you once again to this segment. Like I said earlier in the first segment, this is the brainstorming session, and this is what we want to learn as it happens in the advertising agencies as to how they generate their ideas, how they create messages, and then where to start from and where to end. So like you can see on the page, this is brainstorming, and we want to brainstorm to get the best ideas for our campaign. If you remember, I mentioned the goal for the product that we have to advertise, and the product is a car, and we want to call the car Clio, which is a 2.0 liter car, and that car is supposed to have good interior decor. It's supposed to have speed and acceleration, durable because of the material it was made of, and all other things or attributes that comes with the product. So let's go and start with the two main words we chose for the message, which is the goal. So the goal is to promote two words. One, speed, and then two, acceleration. Great. So once we have these two words, then we have to pick on them and ensure that we are dealing with each one of them. These two words are great insights that we picked from our brief, which was all the information gathered, narrowed down into two powerful words. Now, this is where we have to now take each word and then begin to digest each word. So we begin with speed, and the way to go is to find synonyms. What would be the synonyms to this very word? We might get about 10 or 15 synonyms to this word. However, we cannot use all of them, but it is ideal to list them through the connectors or the pointers that we've just indicated. So let's go with this, that the word speed in the first place may mean agility. You want to write them down. Pace. Another word you may come across is hurry. There's velocity. You can also pick on the word rush, urgency. You want to choose haste because the dictionary is giving us all the meanings to the word speed. Brisk is also another word you can choose or write down, and then rapid. Finally, you may want to talk about the word fleet, since it is associated with cars. So this would be the first word with all these synonyms we find, and then the second word would be acceleration. You have to put that in a box also. But amazingly, the synonyms we find to speed are the same synonyms that we are likely to get for the word acceleration. So we want to stay with these, but ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what we do in the advertising agencies to try and get a message for our advertising campaign to promote the product or the service. And I'm moving to the next segment, which is the selection process. Now that we have all these, we have to select some of these words and use them to create a sentence, a basic sentence, which would turn out to be the promotional message. So let's go. We have agility, hurry, pace, brisk, haste, rush. Which of them is more associated to a car? Maybe fleet or pace. Which one do you want to use? We would want to take maybe the word pace, the word fleet, and maybe the word rush. But which of these is more associated to a car? I would select pace first and maybe fleet, and then find a way to create a message out of these two words. So where do I want to lay the emphasis? The emphasis might be on pace. So let me try something. For the car Clio, what would be the best message? Using the word peace, using the word pace, fleet, and then rush. So promo message 1. Create a simple sentence. Pace up with Clio. You might want to go with a message like this, and I'm going to write it again. Pace up with Clio, which is to suggest speed up with Clio, run with Clio, go with Clio at the fastest pace you can, because Clio will give you that speed. So this basic sentence can easily become our headline. That becomes a headline. Once we have the headline, we might want to add something to this headline as the subhead for the advertising campaign, especially if it is a print ad. Okay, so what would be the sub-headline that should support what the main headline is saying? Pace up with Clio, and you may want to suggest get the speed of light. Basic. And this, ladies and gentlemen, could be the two main messages, headline, subheading, that we want to use for the advert. So note these two main words: pace up with the car Clio, get something. What is that something? Speed of light, or the speed of light. That is to suggest to you that Clio, the car, okay, gives you a pace or speed that is like the speed of light. You want to enjoy such a car because of the speed? That's great, no problem. But that is how we basically go about it when we are generating the idea or the concept. This is just one message we've been able to develop. But remember, there are several other synonyms that you can use, and all these synonyms are potential words that we can use to create sentences to make our headline, our subheading, and then even the body copy and all others that we have to do or use. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once we have this as the headline, then the next question would be, how do we demonstrate pace and speed in the advert? We need appropriate pictures. Let me do the arrangement in a way that will be easy to identify. We have pace up with Clio as the headline, and the subhead is get the speed of light. Remember, we mentioned exaggeration, that we are going to use exaggeration to demonstrate this, and we would, by exaggeration, use the speedometer. So you want to just draw a simple speedometer which looks like that, and you would have the speedometer bar, all right, in the middle as the starting point, but certainly you would have, let's say, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and those are the indicator bars which indicates the speed that the car is able to, offer. Great. So the bar may want to turn or be flipped like this. Instead of having a straight bar, we rather want to turn the bar like this, okay, and turn it to indicate that the car is at top speed, to the point that the bar can no longer be straight, but it has to tilt or it has to bend, so that it will appear as if the wind that happens to come with speed is also affecting the speedometer bar and therefore cannot be straight. It has to bend, as if the wind is blowing it to the direction where the speed is really tilting closer to the end and to the highest limit. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we mean by exaggeration, using the headlines that we generated. Pace up with Clio as a headline, get the speed of light as a subhead, and by the image or the illustration, a simple speedometer, but with some exaggeration about the attribute of the speedometer. Great. We want to end here by giving you an opportunity for you to also try and do something about your product or your service that you have. And I tell you, you can do this at home by yourself. You don't need to engage the services of any advertising agency or whatever it is, but you may want to consult them for advanced issues. But otherwise, for basic things like this, you can do them. And I believe that you don't have to do this there. You don't have to do the brainstorming alone, but you can do it with other people who would also share their ideas with you. Let me give you a few tips about brainstorming, that we have to allow everybody's idea on the table. We also don't have to impose our ideas on others. We have to learn to accept everyone's view and then use them. Some views may sound silly, but please reserve them, keep them, because eventually they may form part of the body copy or some part of the advert, and it will become necessary or useful. Thank you very much, and I believe this lesson serves you well and gives you enough confidence for you to be able to try your own idea development, idea generation in your advertising campaign project. We'll see you again, and until we meet again, this is Mr. Elad signing off. Thank you.